Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Maverick Mindset Radio Show. I am Adam Williams.
And I'm Ashley Muckenhot.
And this is the radio show for the dreamers and doers. It's for those who are willing to step into the arena.
Some call us the crazy ones, the misfits, the rebels, the troublemakers.
We don't accept the status quo. We leave the world better than we find it.
We approach each day with an enthusiasm unknown to mankind. We maintain a rational optimism about the future.
This is the Maverick Mindset Radio Show, brought to you by me, Adam Williams. I'm excited for today's show. I feel like we time traveled because this is episode 69 and we recorded episode 70 yesterday.
Yeah. It was a little confusing, but...
But we're back. This is... All right, so I'm really excited about this show because here's what happened. For those of you who haven't been listening, first of all, shame on you. Second of all, share the show. We took like a 6-week break.
Yes.
We had a lot of stuff going on. And we came back and we brought the heat.
Yep.
We came out swinging. So this is the third show in what I think will be a 3-show series of like getting from where you are to where you want to be. So a couple weeks ago, we had episode 67. 6-7.
Yep.
Where the theme of that, can't believe we missed that opportunity. The theme of that show was how much longer are you going to wait?
Yeah.
It wasn't what are you waiting for? It wasn't when are you going to get started? It's how much longer are you going to wait to get what you want, to be the type of person that you want to be, to do the type of things that you want to do, to have the type of stuff that you want to have. How much longer are you going to wait? And then we got to episode 68. Where we started talking about why you're not getting what you want out of life. And we jumped into some of those excuses that people make. And today, episode 69, we're going over what to do next. The Maverick playbook for getting what you want. I'm excited about this.
I am too.
All right.
I've liked this series.
Me too. It's been good for me. It's really funny too because today, I'm off today.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. I'm not.
Oh, like off, like feeling
yeah,
off.
if we, it's really, because I'm going to get into this today, but if we didn't have this time scheduled live on the radio, I probably would have called you and said, I don't feel like doing this today. But here we are, doing the things that we need to do. And this is going to be awesome because I do have 9 pages of notes in front of me. So
you were stacking them before we...
I was getting organized. I felt like the news anchor.
Yeah.
Yeah. Although, did you know on television they prefer to use blue paper because the white will cause weird lighting and reflection on your face?
I didn't know that.
See?
How
You've
do you
already
know
learned
that?
something.
Why do you know that?
You know how much stuff I know? You know how much stuff I know? This is the cost of excellence. You just got to know stuff.
John U. Bacon gave you an A+ in knowing stuff yesterday.
I can't get over how good that episode was. I've listened to it twice.
Yeah.
I've listened to it twice.
I
And it's
tried
been
to go
23
home.
hours since we ended that episode.
I was so excited to get home so I can start watching documentaries, right? So I'm putting them in and I'm seeing all the different ones. I'm like, ooh, which one do I choose? Which one do I choose? So I decide on the dive, and the Roku thing comes up to put my code in for that app because I apparently don't have it because it's on Fox, whatever.
Oh, okay.
And I don't know the Roku code anymore. I don't know what it is. So I couldn't do the documentary. And there is no other documentary that exists anywhere on any other platform
YouTube.
except this. Really?
Yeah, they're all on YouTube.
Oh, thank you.
See?
I was highly disappointed.
Why you aren't getting what you want out of life is because you never bothered to ask me.
That was one of the excuses. That
So we
went over.
recorded last week, or we recorded next week's show yesterday. So confusing. We had John U. Bacon on talking about the Gales of November,
Yes.
The untold story of the wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald, which was an awesome episode. Little bit of a deviation from our standard show, but it was really good.
Yeah.
So I've gone back and listened to it twice. But today, time traveling, episode 69. Before we jump in, as always, blowing your minds every Wednesday at 9, going live at 9:05 on Facebook. You can find us Maverick Mindset Radio. And, of course, all of our episodes are on Spotify, YouTube, and Apple Podcasts. I need you to change that part of the script because I keep saying the wrong thing.
Okay.
The episodes are up on YouTube. The one with John was good because both of you were using hand gestures
Oh, really?
a lot. And then, of course, he had model ships, and he
Yeah.
had a piece of taconite. And I don't know, got to get
So
on
yeah,
YouTube
if you want to see that, you have
Although there
to.
was one moment where I held up the book and held it up to the wrong camera.
Oh, no.
So if you want to see me make a mistake,
So it's not there
follow us on YouTube.
at all?
Well, I was showing something from
Yeah.
the book. I was actually showing his headshot from the book, and I held it up to my laptop camera and not the studio camera. So, you know, nobody's perfect.
Yeah.
Okay. And then, of course, you can always get more information at maverickmindsetradio.com. You have a quote of the day today?
I have not. This is the quote of the day for the last 3 weeks that I have not got to go through.
Okay.
I feel like finally I can share it.
Fine.
Okay.
Been waiting 3 weeks for this. Let's hear it.
I have been. All right. Someone sitting in the shade today because someone planted a tree a long time ago, by Warren Buffett. And I chose this because wherever you are at next year is because of the actions you've taken this year.
That's a good quote. Is that actually Warren Buffett? Did you fact check that?
I did fact check that.
That sounds like something he would say.
Warren Buffett.
There's there are a couple good books by John Morgan too. Morgan & Morgan for the people, biggest injury law firm in the country. He's written a couple of good books, and I don't think he invented this quote, but it was the first time I read it. That what's the best time to plant a tree? 20 years ago. What's the second best time? Today. I like that one.
I like that one too.
So here we are today. This is also really funny because I started organizing this show. We're building on the last two, but I started organizing this show yesterday, and then today kind of put my final thoughts, or this morning put my final thoughts together on it. And the universe sent me a little sign today. Really? Yeah. So I'm going to tell you what it was.
Okay. I'm interested in knowing.
So here's how I want to get this started. It's time to start building some momentum. We've talked about how much longer you're going to wait. We've talked about why you're not getting what you want, but now we got to get moving. And the problem is, this is an analogy. This is not literal. Okay. Listeners, if you're under-caffeinated, you may miss the lesson here. If a train is sitting on the tracks and there's a pebble under one of the wheels, it won't move. But if that same train is cruising down the tracks at 50 or 100 miles an hour, it will smash right over that pebble as if it didn't even exist. So we need to start this train rolling. And that requires breaking a lot of inertia. It requires a lot of force. Did you know, Ashley? I've noticed I've been asking that every show. I say, did you know? And I want you, when I say, did you know, I just want you to say no. No. You may know this one. Okay. Did you know that a rocket burns 97% of its fuel just getting out of the atmosphere?
I did not know that.
Really?
Nope.
Well, now you know.
I'm learning a lot today.
This is a great. We are packed with education today, and hopefully a little bit of entertainment.
Just getting up in the air.
Out of the atmosphere.
Okay.
So you want to launch a space shuttle. Okay. You want to go down to Florida and watch Elon launch some rockets on SpaceX. Somewhere between 90 and 97% of the fuel a rocket uses, they burn up just getting out of the atmosphere. All right, so this is where it gets kind of funny. Is my closing line of that opening was going to be, so today we're preparing for launch. We're going to the moon. All right, now here's where it gets funny. Okay. I parked my car out front. Had the same parking meter as yesterday. Yeah. It's the Volkswagen Buzz, right? Yep. Kind of looks like a spaceship. The interior does. I get in, I park it, and the screen pops up this alert, and it says, "Hey, new milestone reached. Did you know we've driven 6,786 miles together? That's as far as going once around the moon."
Is that the universe sign?
That was it. Yep. We know we're on the right path today. Yeah. So you just got to be open to those little God moments, Jackie calls them. Yes. All right, so here's...
God winks.
God winks? Mm-hmm. I don't know. Winks weird me out. Is that weird?
I don't know how to wink.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like, when you said that word, I had to
closing
think
both
about
eyes.
it. I'm like, Tell me though that you've practiced in the mirror.
Absolutely. Never gets better though.
All right, so here's what I want to know, Ashley. You've cried the last two shows.
3. I did cry yesterday.
Yeah, you cried on the Evan Fitzgerald show, but if you're listening in order, you didn't hear that show yet. So spoiler alert, Ashley cries again next week. So, since last week, have you actually done anything differently?
I have. I have changed.
My entire life.
No. I have changed my attitude.
Tell me about that, because we haven't even talked about that.
Yeah. I recognize that
I've noticed it's been worse.
It is not.
Sorry.
No, I had realized I was going into things very negatively, the overwhelmed, any just negative thoughts about what I was doing, why I was doing it, and why is this happening, and woe is me. That's how I was approaching every single day. And I realized, actually, Jackie had sent me, she sends me quotes and things all the time. And she had sent me one that was kind of like, oh, well, I can't be a victim every day. I can't sit there.
Well, you can.
I can, but it's not going to get me very far.
That's better.
It's not going to get me very far. And it was getting me nowhere. So my train was stuck on the pebble. So the first thing to get it going was to get rid of the negative thoughts.
Yep.
That helps a lot.
Yeah. That's actually going to relate to some of the stuff that I want to talk about today. All right. Well, good for you.
Mm-hmm.
You've changed your attitude. That's a good first step. So here's what we're going to do. Last show, we talked a lot about goals, what you want to be, what type of stuff you want to do, what type of person you want to be, what type of stuff you want to do, what type of things you want to have. So today I want to make sure that all of you get really clear with that goal. Pick one thing, because we're just building momentum, right? Mm-hmm. We're not going to completely transform your life today. We're not going to change everything. We're not going to disrupt everything. We're going to make one decision on one thing. And I'm going to use an example today that popped into my head for some reason. I don't know why, but I'm just going to pick this example. But if you need to tweak it for yourself, please do. So I thought, I want to make an extra $20,000. I don't know where that came from. I don't know why it popped into my head. But I know there's plenty of people out there listening to this saying, well, I want to make more money. Well, that's not a goal. We need to get specific with it. So let's say I want to make $20,000. Mm-hmm. Now, I'm going to give you an early piece of advice on this. I learned this back in like college. Set SMART goals: specific, realistic, attainable. SMART, specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time bound. I don't like SMART goals. I like SMAR goals. I don't like putting the time restriction on there.
Okay.
Because there's too many forces over which you have no control that can delay the result that you want.
Yes.
So I'm not going to say I want to make $20,000 by the end of the year, but I am going to say I want to make $20,000. I want to make an extra $20,000.
I like that. It almost takes I don't want to say pressure, but it takes it limits that if it doesn't happen in that time period, it's never going to happen. It takes that away.
That for sure. And it helps eliminate some frustration if you're not exactly on course or exactly on path or like trending in that direction. Because the reality is what we're trying to do starting today is, yes, we want to understand that outcome. We want that goal to be very specific. We want to be very clear on it. But what we're really doing is we're focusing on the work that we have to do to get there. We're focused on the journey, not the destination. We're focused on the inputs and not the outputs, right? That is the whole, that's the way that you build momentum on these things. If you get too hung up on the outcome, you're going to get frustrated. You're not going to stick with it. This is the same people that, put the thing on the vision board. Well, it's on my vision board. And it's like, yes, but do you have a plan? Have you taken any steps towards that? Well, no. Okay. Well, it's not going to show up. This is what we talked about 2 shows ago.
Yep. You're
not going to go fishing on a boat and the fish are magically going to jump in the boat. You got to get a hook and some bait and throw it into the water. So let's start with that goal, getting very specific. It could be making more money. Get specific on it. It could be losing a certain amount of weight. It could be fitting into a certain pair of pants. Mine fit today. That was good. It could be doing something charitable. It could be hiring an additional employee or 10 employees. But I want you to pick one thing that you are putting above all other things. So when there is a question of should I do A or B, you ask one question. Will A or B get me closer to the one goal that I've chosen? That is your focus. That's it. Because everything else can be a distraction. Everything else can suck up your time and money and resources, and you won't achieve the thing. So we're going to pick that one thing above all else. And I want you to be unequivocal with that decision. There are no alternatives. You're not going to change course. You decide that nothing will stop you. This is the burn the ships story, right? So if you're sitting there and Adam just told you, pick one goal, get very specific, and decide that that is the thing that takes priority over every single thing that comes your way, I bet you're a little scared.
Yeah.
I can see it on your face. Good.
What does that mean?
Good. That's probably a sign that it's a good goal. But here's the other thing. I know it's difficult. I know it's challenging. I know it's so hard for people to make a decision that this is making $20,000. If I'm not doing something every single day to get me closer to that goal, I'm not going to reach that goal. And I'm making the other things a priority. That's scary. I get it. I've been in your shoes. So let's make it a little bit easier. I'm not saying to go out and set a goal of, I'm going to make $1 million. I'm going to hire 100 employees. I want you to start, because again, we're building momentum. We're getting out of the Earth's atmosphere with 97% of our energy. Start with something smaller or shorter term. That way, you're not deciding for the rest of your life or for the next 10 years something is going to be priority. You're saying for the next month, 3 months, maybe 6 months. Because that will help you build the muscle. That will help you build the skill of sticking with the thing that you said was going to be the priority no matter what. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So we're starting easy. 20 grand. Not that bad. Could be worse. Could be 500,000. Although there's arguments that making $500,000 is easier than making 20,000. We're not going to get into that today.
It's a different show.
Okay, now, goal setting. Here's the other thing. You need to understand as a human being how you make decisions. You make decisions emotionally, and that's okay. I'm Mr. Stoicism. I'm Mr. Logic. I'm Mr. Rational, but I still understand that I make decisions for emotional reasons. I then justify those decisions with logic. All of us do. But that's not the reason that you stick with the thing that gets difficult. So let's go back to my $20,000 example. I better get really clear on why $20,000 is the number.
Right.
Maybe I want to buy a new car. Maybe I want to pay off debt. Maybe I want to give it all to charity. Maybe I just want to have that money in the bank so I can sleep better at night. Maybe I got to catch up on my retirement contributions this year so I maximize the tax deferrals. But really dig in. And in fact, the real key here is to ask 3 whys. I want to make $20,000. Why? Because I need to catch up on my retirement contributions for this year. Why? Because I'm working my butt off and I don't want to work until the day that I'm 90. Why? Well, because I want to have grandkids and spend time with them. Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
So now it's not about the 20 grand. It's about your grandkids.
Time.
And your future, free, whatever it is. And I made that example up, right? Could be anything.
But I see where you went with that.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I hope you applied it to your own goal. So that emotional attachment, that's your why. Like asking 3 whys, that's the key to this. Because the moment it gets difficult, the moment it gets hard, the moment you have a competing opportunity, a competing distraction, a competing priority, you can go back and say, whew, I want to spend that time with my grandkids. I got to make this money so I can put it in my retirement account. Didn't we do this we did this the other day. You actually weren't going to make it to our recording yesterday.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
I forgot about that. I scheduled it and you're like, I got something else scheduled. What should I do? And I said, well, what would Ashley 5 years from now be glad that you did?
Mm-hmm.
I think you made the right decision.
I do too.
But
absolutely.
Well, yeah, but you're judging that based on how great the episode was.
Yeah.
I'm judging it based on the fact that you made the right decision for the right reasons, because Ashley of 5 years from now, I'm not going to do the math on how old you'd be.
Thank you.
Helped you make that decision.
Yeah.
Good for you. Nice job, Ashley.
Thank you.
This has been a great 3 episode series for me.
I'm really growing.
All right, so we got our goal. We've made the decision that that's it. That's the priority. That's the one thing that we're going to do. And we've developed that emotional attachment to the outcome. We understand why that goal is important to us. Okay.
I feel like that's a big thing.
That was a little woo-woo.
But a big thing, because I think that gets missed. People don't figure out the why first. It's just, I have to do this. I need to do this. I want to do this, but never understanding the why or what it gets you.
Their goals have no meaning to them.
Yeah.
Their goals have no meaning to them. Our first episode in this series, I asked you to pick a goal. And you first of all, you wouldn't even say it. Mm-hmm. And second of all, when you finally did say it, I didn't even bother to dig in because I didn't want to make you cry again that episode. But I said, how much longer are you going to wait for what you want? And we talked about what you want. You said, well, I want to be more successful, which is such a BS answer. Mm-hmm. That is not a specific goal.
I know.
And then you said, I want to make more money. And I said, how much? And you said, a lot.
I know.
Well, I know you know, but I got to make sure that everybody else knows. Mm-hmm. And I got to make sure that everybody else knows that you know that I know.
Well, it's hearing it back. Because remember, my first thing, even in the first episode, was I don't know how to get there.
Right, but you're 10 steps ahead. You didn't even start with where you want to be.
Correct. So now it's starting to like come together of like, well, first step is the why.
Yeah.
That makes it a little clearer.
First step is the what, and then digging into the why. Yeah. So now let's just take that example. Do you think it would be easier to make a lot more money, or would it be easier? Would you know how to make $20,000?
Oh, wow.
Which one would be easier? I want to make a lot more money. How do you start? I don't know. I want to make $20,000. How do you start? Well, I got some ideas.
Well, that's easier.
Right. Because you started with a goal.
Yeah.
A specific goal.
Yeah.
Now, if we really dug in to help you understand why it's important to you, that's even better. So we get the goal. We understand the why behind it. Okay. Pop quiz, Ashley.
Oh, man.
Do you remember the Latin root of the word decide?
Oh, yeah. Design was something with cut off.
To cut off.
Cut off. Oh. I got it.
Oh my God.
Okay, I got it. Okay,
I'm so proud of you, Ashley.
Thank you.
I'm so proud of you.
I'm so proud
because
of you
I asked
too.
you that same question last week.
Yeah, and I didn't know it.
Decide means to cut off. And that's exactly it. You are cutting off the other priorities, the other things that are demanding of your time, because this is the thing that you have decided. You've cut off all other alternatives. This is the thing that you want. Mm-hmm. Okay? So now I want you to write it down. Every single day. Wake up. Write it down. Write down your goal. Put it on a Post-it note and stick it on your mirror so that it's in front of you as a reminder. Set it as the wallpaper on your phone. Set an alarm on your phone so it chirps and reminds you of what your goal is 10 times a day. I use a goal. I'm not using it right now, but I have used a goal card. So literally every day in my wallet, I had the card in there of what I wanted. I have them in my nightstand. It's really fun to go back and look at those. Now when I do the power list every single day of the things I have to get done, I would actually write my goals on there. So it's I got my goal, but I also know what steps today I'm taking to achieve that goal. So carry it around with you every single day. And make sure that you are doing something every single day to help move you closer to that goal. Here's what I'm not telling you to do. I'm not telling you to dedicate every waking moment that you have to that goal. Not yet. Because we're just getting started. We're building that momentum. Now, for me, I've been doing this long enough that I can have more than one goal. Mm-hmm. I can manage competing priorities. I can decide what's urgent and important. And I can have enough, I don't know if balance is the word, but I have the right formula in my life that I can manage multiple competing goals at once. But the point is, for many of you, you're stuck and you're not moving in any direction right now. So we're starting as simply and as basically as we can. Okay? So you don't need to dedicate all of your waking time to this goal, but you better make sure that you're doing something every single day to help get you there. If it's a fitness goal, are you working out every single day? Are you following a diet every single day? Are you counting your calories or your macros or whatever it is every single day? Or are you saying, well, it's Tuesday and I forgot my lunch, so I'm just going to DoorDash a hamburger. Well, it's Friday and it was a really rough week, so I'm just going to open that bottle of wine. Well, it's Saturday and college football is on and I'm just going to sit here in my sweatpants. every single day. This is like an AA thing, one day at a time, right? It's going to be really difficult for a lot of you to commit to 90 days of this, but just commit to today, one thing to getting closer to that goal. And I suggest you keep a journal. Even if it's just like a single sheet of paper with a pen to track your results, to track every single day that you're doing what you said you would do. And it actually helps you with gratitude, which is another great emotion that can be very powerful for motivation and keeping things going. So you're going to have, all right, so here's one. I got really charitable last Christmas season for a number of reasons. Donated to a whole bunch of organizations. And now it's really funny because they're all soliciting me. Like they're all on the same mailing sequence of like, I was part of 75 Hard, but I did one like organization every single day for 30 days.
Where were you and Royce at the other day? The coats, giving the things.
Yeah.
Away. What was that? Because that was pretty cool.
That was the Erie Free Store.
Okay.
And so this is exactly where I was going with this story. Believe it or not, I'm a very charitable person. Okay.
I know you are.
In eighth grade,
yes.
8th grade and in 12th grade at graduation, I won like the humanitarian awards.
Yeah.
I used to be a nice person. Very charitable. And I really enjoy that. And that's part of the reason that I want to
like
have...
the Grinch. Are you getting your heart back? Is your heart growing 10 times bigger?
It never left. But part of the reason that I want to be successful, part of the reason that I want to make a whole bunch of money is because I want to help other people.
Yeah.
Sue me. So...
says the lawyer.
I got a message from somebody, from Brianna that runs the Erie Free Store. And she said, hey, if Royce needs service hours, come down. And I'm like, all right, I'll bring him down, but I'm coming too. Like, I want to help with this. So it was their 9th anniversary celebration. They're open. So, all right.
Well,
the Erie
what is
Free
it?
Store.
Because I've never even heard of it before.
Erie Free Store. Imagine the Salvation Army. People drop off donations, but the customers don't pay any money.
Okay.
So people drop stuff off, and then other people come in and pick up the stuff that they need. So
I love that.
Every Monday they're open. They've been around for 9 years. But this Monday was their big celebration, and it was focused on giving coats away.
Okay.
So a bunch of people donated coats. So we got there at 4:00. The line was around the block. People had been lining up since 2:00 in the afternoon. There was one woman that I talked to who went to another event earlier in the day at some other organization, and literally they shut it off before she got in. So then she rushed up to this event. So 202 people came through the door in 3 or 3.5 hours. Royce and I were giving away the men's coats. There were fewer men there than women and children.
Yeah.
A lot of women, a lot of children,
Yeah.
very few men. So we only gave away, I think it was 35 coats. But think about the volume of 35 coats.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, that's not very many. But then I remembered what the table looked like at the beginning of the night. And then I'm like, we moved a lot of coats. But man, what a great few hours that was to just stand there in gratitude of, holy crap.
Yeah.
Like, there were kids that would come up to that table, and Royce isn't like this. Penny's like this. She'll shop, right? She gets into a store. She's trying stuff on. She's twirling in the mirror. These kids would walk up, find a jacket in their size, and put it on and walk out. There was one little girl. This was the cutest thing. She put on, she must have been, I don't know, 10 or 12. She put on this maroon jacket, big, long sleeping bag looking thing with a hood. So she's like, rubbing her hands down her chest, and how do I look in this thing? So we had a mirror behind her table, so we pulled it out, and she's, looking in the mirror, and she's like, I kind of like this. And I'm like, go ahead, do it. Do a full turn.
Oh, I love that.
And she spun in the mirror, and everybody's like, oh, you look so good. But man, what a powerful feeling for just a couple hours of like, I've been working my butt off so that I can do things like this.
Yeah.
So that I can leave my office early and take my child to an event like that. And listen, it wasn't hard work. We stood there and sorted through coats and made sure that the sizes were organized. And if somebody needed a medium, we'd dig through and find a medium. Or a couple guys would come up and say, just give me the warmest one that you have, right? So it wasn't hard work, but I still had to be in a position in my life that I was able to do that.
I love that, because those people were truly grateful. Absolutely, truly grateful. Well,
some of them were. That was another interesting lesson, too, that I had to talk to Royce about. But yeah, it was a great experience for
Yeah.
us, for sure. But and yeah, a ton of those people were really, really grateful. And you know that you were making a difference for them.
Yeah.
It was also interesting because a lot of women, a lot of children, and a lot of new Americans. Now we're getting so far afield on this episode, but I almost don't want to say this on the air.
Jules like, don't. No,
I have, and it'll be particularly offensive on this station. I have friends in other cities that are immigration lawyers,
Yeah.
right? And part of their business and helping people is going out and doing events in the community. And the attendance at those events is down so much because those people are afraid that ICE is going to raid their freaking event
That's
and
awful.
deport them.
Awful.
So I'm at this event and I told Brianna, I'm like, there's a lot of
Yeah.
new Americans here. Fortunately, there was a volunteer there speaking Ukrainian. A lot of people speaking Ukrainian. And other people from country I couldn't name the language. I couldn't tell you
Yeah.
where they came from, and they could not tell me because they weren't able to speak English well enough. That I was like, I'm glad that these people are here. They obviously need the help, but also there's people living in other communities in so much fear that they would not show up an event to get a free coat because they're worried that we're going to kick them out of the country. And I don't care what your opinion is on immigration. If somebody is cold,
Yeah.
they should be able to get a coat and not live in fear.
Absolutely.
And if you disagree with that, frankly, I don't think you're a good person or a good American.
I agree.
Come at me. All right. Let's get back to happier stuff.
Okay.
So we're talking about building momentum. We're talking about doing work every single day. We're talking about accomplishing your goals. Here's another one that I like. I want you to do something every single day to get you closer to that goal that you have chosen.
The action part, huh?
Action.
Yep.
Create an environment conducive to getting that work done. Can I give you examples?
Yeah, I was
Great,
going to
thank
ask,
you.
what does that mean?
You know my office is a mess.
Yep.
But
it
it's
smelled good yesterday, though. Just so you know. That was a great environment.
That was Thursday's lunch that I haven't thrown out. No, I'm just kidding. Somebody
It was a candle.
It was a candle. My office is a bit of a mess, but here's the thing. It is orderly. I know where the stuff is that I need in order to get my work done. I know where things are, and it is designed to make me more productive. This is particularly true in my home office. It's more of a mess, but it's more orderly, and it's designed to help me get stuff done. So here's an example of just having the stuff around me to do the work that I need, but also like the decorations, right? So my home office, I have 2 photographs of Ernest Hemingway's office in Key West.
In the home office.
At my home office.
Okay.
Okay. Why? Well, because I've been to the Hemingway house twice. That was one of my rabbit holes earlier this year.
It was.
We remember that. And it turned out that the most prolific time of Hemingway's career is when he lived in this house in Key West. So he lived all over the world, but Key West was like where he wrote the most and by most accounts where he wrote the best. And he had an office above his garage, and he built a walkway from the master bedroom, a bridge, to the office above the garage, and there was one way in and there was one way out. So he couldn't escape. He couldn't get distracted. He couldn't even go into his kitchen. He went straight from, I'm up, I'm into my office, and I'm working. And somebody else would bring him a cup of coffee. So I have photographs of that space to remind me that he would wake up, he'd write for 3 or 4 hours, and then he was done for the day.
He was done.
But he did what he needed to do. He's Ernest Hemingway. And you know who he is because he did what he needed to do every single day. And then he'd go work out, or he'd go boxing, and then he'd go drinking and probably shoot an animal, because that's the stuff. Or he'd go fishing in Key West, because that's the stuff that Hemingway was into, right?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I could tell you more about him.
I know
But
that.
that's why I have photographs of his office,
Yeah.
because it's a good reminder of keeping the distractions away. It's a good reminder of keeping first things first, and it's a good reminder of writing well. It's the other reason. That's the reason I got the circus posters. Another rabbit hole that I've been on recently. That's why I got the circus posters. They are really beautifully created, and the copy and the language that they use on these circus posters, it's really good writing. Well, I spend a lot of my time writing, even putting together this show. So I create that environment. I use those reminders for myself. Shut off your phone, put it in Do Not Disturb. Use your screen time limitations. I use the Opal app. So I don't know if you've noticed, but every day from 2 o'clock to 3 o'clock, my phone just shuts off. And if I want to open it back up, I have like a 57-second wait before I can use any app on my phone.
Oh.
You can turn on the grayscale setting so the colors aren't there. I get really hung up on the distractions that phones create. But your phones are designed to make you distracted. We're going to do a whole show on this sometime. The way that the alerts sound, the way that the notifications look are all designed to get you to pick up your phone 478,000 times a day and check it. So there's a way to actually turn it on grayscale and shut off all the colors, which makes it way less
It's
addicting.
not as appealing.
Yeah. Or here, if your goal is working out, sleep in your gym clothes.
I have done that because I get up at 4:30.
Yeah.
I've literally done it because the worst thing is getting up that early and being like, where is my gym pants?
Yes.
Sleep in it.
Sleep in your gym clothes, put your sneakers next to your bed. My gym is in the basement of my house. I don't even have to get into my car because when I was going to a gym and it was 6 o'clock in the morning, it was cold and I didn't really want to go and I'd have to brush my teeth because I was going to see people. Now it's like, boom, down, I'm in the gym, go. Because I've created that environment. I've eliminated that restriction. So I can stop wasting time getting ready and I can just go. So how can you do that with your goal? You are ready enough. So go. Or decide how much longer you're going to wait. Okay. Let me think about where I want to go with this because we have spent a lot of time getting through some of the stuff that I want. Let's do this. Let's put a little framework around this.
Okay.
Okay. So the first thing you're going to do, you decide what you want. You understand your why. You go 3 whys deep on that. You get really clear on it. You write your goal down. All right. So we're going to do a 4-part what to do next playbook. You ready? Step number 1. You're going to struggle with this, which is exactly why I put it as step number 1. Ask for help. Ask. That's your step 1. Find someone who has done the thing that you want to do and just talk to them. You're not trying to take advantage of them. You're not trying to learn their secrets, but just for no other reason than to learn the type of person that they are, to live the life that they have, to do the things that you're trying to do. Just name a person that has the thing that you want and just go talk to them. If they want to give you help, which many successful people do, they will. So just send a message, make a phone call. Don't invite me out for coffee. Don't invite me out to lunch. That's such a headache. Like, listen, you can come to my office and we can meet and we can order lunch or I can make coffee there, but I'm not taking an hour and a half out of my day to get in my car, drive, and help you. But make it easier on me. Send me a message, send me a voice message. I say me, but really anybody who has the thing that you want. So step 1 is ask. Step 2, learn. So this is where we talked about renting the lifestyle, right? Getting a taste of the thing that you want. I really like this because what you're doing is you're training your subconscious, okay? So your attitude change that you referenced earlier in this show, you have what everybody has, which is a negativity bias, a survival bias.
Yeah.
We as a species need to keep our eye out for the bear in the woods that's going to rip our head off because for hundreds of generations, that was our reality. World's a little bit different now, but our lizard brains are exactly the same. So we need to train them, okay? This is why visualization works. I'm sure I've talked about this on this show, but I'm going to use a car example because I'm a car guy and it's my show and I can do whatever I want. My first Porsche, I knew, my second one, the nicer one. I knew what color I wanted. I knew the interior that I wanted. I knew the features that I wanted. And I would spend time picturing my day of what it would look like when I woke up. This was at my old house. I can still do this. I would wake up. I would go into my office. I'd do some stuff at the computer. I'd drink up a cup of coffee. I'd work out, get ready for the day. All right, now I'm heading into the office. I could picture what it felt like to open the doorknob on my garage and walk in and flip the light switch on the right-hand side. And when the lights came on, they flicker a little bit because they're fluorescent. And then boom, there's my black 911 Targa sitting there. And I knew I'd walk over in the door handle on that car because I went to the dealership and looked at it. I knew what that door handle felt like. And when I pulled it open, the way that it popped. And then I'd sit down in the red leather seats, had to be red. And I could feel how it was a little bit cold on my back. And then I'd put in the key. And the key in a Porsche is on the left-hand side, not the right-hand side. So I'd have the key in my left hand, and I could picture what it was like to put that key in the ignition and turn it. And then, oh, baby, the sound. The way that it would rumble in my garage. And I would leave the garage door shut for just that second because it resonated a little bit more. And then I'd open the garage door opener, and I can still hear the way that the garage door would stutter as it opens. And then I'd put the car in reverse and back out. Except here's the thing. I didn't own that car. But if I did that every single day, I'm training my subconscious to get used to the fact that sitting in my garage is a $125,000 car, which is not something that most people would even be willing to accept for themselves. They're saying, that's a crazy amount of money. I would never spend that much on a car. Or I don't deserve that. Or I could never have it. But what if you started training your subconscious that it isn't a lot of money and you do deserve it and it already exists in your life? Well, suddenly, instead of looking for all the ways that I can't do it or all the ways that I was going to be stopped or all the bears in the woods that were going to rip my head off, I started seeing all of the opportunities to build the business, to make the money, to buy that car. And then it ended up happening a lot faster than I thought. I think I started this in March. The car was in my garage by September. The car, I don't even think I traded anything in. But the car I had before that was a 1976 Triumph Spitfire.
What is that?
It's a tiny little car.
Oh.
Tiny little British car, total piece of junk, cute. It was so small that if I was sitting in my driver's seat, I could stick my hand out the door and touch the ground.
Oh, man.
And then one time I took it over to a friend's business, and I was walking through his factory floor, and they literally pushed the car inside the front door of the building. And it took up the full. It was such a small car. That car I sold for, I think it was like $4,000 or $5,000. The steering wheel in my Porsche cost $6,000.
Lord.
So, but I again, in 6 months' time, I figured that out because I started training my subconscious that this thing already exists in my life. So how do I keep it? And this is what we talked about on a prior show with the guy that gets the upgrade to first class. Mm-hmm. That existed for him, and then he got demoted back down to economy. And the reality is he booked his economy flight to begin with. It's not like he really lost anything. He was exactly where he thought he was going to be in the beginning, except once it became real to him, suddenly it was a loss. So you train your subconscious through visualization. You train your subconscious through renting the lifestyle, through reading books, through watching videos, through talking with other people. And all of that work, as you get your subconscious more acclimated to this lifestyle and this stuff, instead of seeing all of those threats, you start to see the opportunities. It's just like when you started looking for a Jeep, you were seeing Jeeps everywhere, right? You're always aware of them, but suddenly they're popping up in the line to pick up and drop off the kids at the Tim Hortons drive-thru. Like, you start to see them all over the place. So step 2 of our 4-part What to Do Next playbook is learn. Step 3, here we go. Try. Do the ugly first rep. Yeah. So in the next 24 hours, take an ugly, imperfect first step. Don't research. Don't think about it. Actual behavior. Actual action. Put an offer out there for someone to accept. Record that one video for social media that you're not doing any social media content right now because you don't like the way that you show up on video. Go do that first video. Submit an application for the one thing. Book your meeting with your banker, your therapist, your coach, your accountant. It's not going to be perfect. My favorite part of the entire interview yesterday with John Bacon, I had to ask him about the 1-star reviews on Amazon. Mm-hmm. And I don't think I phrased it well enough with him because I wasn't taking a shot. But the book's rated 4.8, and he said that like bestsellers are 4.4. So it's really overperforming and has a ton of reviews. But I asked him about what he does about the 1-star reviews. And he nailed it. He said, well, they're going to happen. Mm-hmm. It's inevitable. That is the reality of doing something, is that there are going to be people that don't like what you do. You may be one of those people sometimes, but that first step is that first initial nudge towards building that momentum. Take that first step. And then step 4 of our 4-part framework, adjust. Use feedback to change your course. This doesn't relate in any way to this, but I drove by the Avalon Hotel this morning. That's no longer called the Avalon Hotel.
Yeah, I saw that.
It's been through, I don't know, 5 or 6 owners in the 15 years I've been back in Erie, except somebody bought it now and they're turning it to affordable apartments,
Yep.
right? That building has been deteriorating. Our wedding reception was there.
Really?
In 2007, so 18 years ago. It wasn't bad then. 5 years ago, I would have never considered staying there, right? It's been on a downward trajectory. Someone spends tens of millions probably buying that building, renovating it, turning it into apartments. A bunch of the apartments are already accounted for through some of the businesses that are in town, except they're painting the building black.
I saw that.
It looks cool.
Yeah.
But that's purely subjective because there's a whole bunch of people out there. Why are they painting it black? That's not very welcoming. I would never live downtown. Affordable housing at $800 a month? Yeah, right. That's still too much. And it's like those people are always going to be out there. The point is, one individual or group of individuals actually wrote the check.
Mm-hmm.
That has nothing to do with staying the course. I just had to get that out of my system because I think the black paint is cool and the people are driving me crazy on that. And then your step 4 is to adjust. So look at the data, look at your actions. This is why you keep a journal of the things that you've done. You're not going to remember on day 22 what you did on day 1 and how it went and how it looked. So write it down and review it. We do this with spreadsheets, right? This is how we cut our cost per lead to 1/3 of what it was a year ago because we looked at that data and adjusted course as we went. This is why we talk about you need to know your numbers. The numbers help you measure inputs and outputs so that you can make adjustments. So if you think about, Ashley, that one thing that you failed in the last year. If we stripped out the shame and the guilt and we watched that game film, what's the one adjustment you could make so that it doesn't happen again next time? So we take the emotion out of that review and we can make the adjustments for it. Whew, that was pretty good.
Yeah.
Then step 7. Start spending, or not step 7. Step 4? No, that was 5.
5.
Is to spend some time thinking about that identity. And I think I talked about this on the last show, of write a short letter to your future self 12 months from now. Dear Adam of November 2026, you are, present tense, and talk about who you are, what you've done, what you have. So if you walked out of this show over the next 7 days, because we'll be back in a week.
Yep.
No, we won't.
Oh, no.
We got the recording. But you got 7 days until you head out for Thanksgiving. I'm going to make this so easy. I'm going to give you your next 7 days of action because I told you to do one thing every single day to help you get to your goal. I'm going to give you the framework for the next 7 days. And if that doesn't show you the slightest bit of momentum, call me and we'll fix it. Day 1. Today. Day 1 or one day. Today. Decide and filter. Pick your be, do, have. Pick your goal. Run it through the filter of, is it really my goal? Is it an intrinsic thing or is it an extrinsic thing? Am I doing it to make myself happy or am I doing it to make other people happy? Is it specific? Is it meaningful to me? Do I understand my why? You got the rest of the day to do that. If it's 9:54 a.m. as I say this, and you have a very responsible bedtime of 10 p.m., you got 12 hours. How much time do you really think you need to do that? Go give yourself that time and to start with your goal. Day 1, check, done. Hardest part of the workout completed. You've clipped into the bike.
Can you just wait a second? Just give me a minute.
I'll give you my notes, Ashley.
I know. I feel like if I write it down,
this is
stick
so
in my
funny.
head.
We're not done with the show. You can't start yet. Everybody, you got to listen to the end of the show. Don't start now.
I want to.
10:01 a.m.
Okay, so it's
Day
cool.
1, decide and filter.
Okay.
November 19th. Day 2, November 20th, tomorrow. Ask. Reach out to the one person who's done it. Send a message, send an email. If you're reaching out to me, don't send an email. I hate email. And just learn. Gather information. This is where a lot of people hide out, is they don't ask a person, but they'll go buy the book, they'll go read the book, and they'll spend all kinds of time.
I don't know why the ask seems so intense. I'm like, ugh, I don't want it. Right, Jules like, I don't want to ask anyone.
You have to.
I know.
Because it's only day 2.
Can we put that day 3?
Nope. No, because it's actually going to be easier. Once you've gone through step 1 and you have your goal and you have your why and you understand why it's important to you, it'll be so much easier at that point to say nothing is going to stop me.
I'm going to be like, why are you asking me?
Ashley.
I know. I just like weird
Ashley,
about.
You're someone that I like and respect and someone whose opinion I value. In a couple of weeks, we have our office Christmas party, and we usually end up at karaoke after that. And I know that you're a really good singer.
Yep.
Can you give me some advice on how I could become a better singer?
Oh, I got it.
We can Mad Lib that. Dear person, you're someone that I really like and respect, and someone whose opinion I value. I need help with X. Could you please answer this question? Okay. Thank you. It's not, can I buy you lunch? It's not, can I take you out for coffee? It's not, can I disrupt your entire schedule to pick your brain? I swear to God, if you ask me to pick my brain.
Got it.
I'm toilet papering your house. I hate that. Can I pick your brain? No. But you can tell me that you respect me and you value my opinion, because that tells me it's worth me investing a little bit of my time in you, because I know you'll actually listen to my advice. Picking my brain? Oh, God. Go pick the weeds in my parking lot. That was good. All right, day 3.
And think about your goal while you're doing it.
Think about what you've done. Woo! All right, day 3. So day 2 was asked. Day 3, learn or rent. Do one lifestyle experiment, one mini version of your goal. Go to the car dealership and look at the cars. Go look at the boats. Go shop online. Go watch some videos on YouTube. Like, just go cut some pictures out of magazines. Go draw a picture. Go journal. But start adapting your subconscious a little bit to that thing that you want. Take a screenshot of your bank account and Photoshop it to add an extra $20,000. How's that look? How's that make you feel? I don't know, whatever your example is. Go to the gym. Eat one less burrito. Okay, day 4 and 5, I kind of cheated on this one. Take 2 ugly visible actions. First step, do one thing. Go and listen to the Frozen 2 soundtrack. Do the next right thing. It's dark, it's uncertain, and I'm scared, and I don't know what to do, so I'm just going to do the next right thing. Because at that point, you've decided what you want, you know why it's important to you, you've gotten someone's to share some information with you, someone whose opinion that you value, you've tested it a little bit. Now day 4 is you're going to try to do a thing. And then do the same thing the next day. So now we got 2 days where we've tested, we've experimented, we've taken a step, and we now have data. So day 6, what'll this be, next Tuesday? Mm-hmm. That's when you adjust. This was our 4-part framework. Review what happened. Write down a couple bullet points. Write down what worked, what didn't work, what you'll adjust. And then day 7, 1 week from today, work on that identity of writing the letter to the future version of yourself, of how you're living, what you're doing, what type of person you are. If you can't do that, I'm just going to say it. If you can't do that for the next 7 days, you will get nothing that you want out of life. Everything you get out of life will be handed to you and dictated by someone else, and it won't be that you want what you want. So if you can't go and do that, 7 days. If you can't do that, you will be in the same place that you are 7 days from now, 14 days from now, 12 months from now, 10 years from now. Broke and miserable and unhappy. But 7 days. You can do it. I believe in you. Have a great week.